All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now that we covered why we use a color wheel and what we use it for and what colors mix to create what colors, now we're going to talk about color families, color harmonies, color schemes, however you want to phrase it. I usually just call them color families because they really do act like families. They work together to create beautiful pieces of art, just like a family works together. Now, there are several different color families out there. The first one we're actually going to talk about is the cool color family. Now, the cool color family deals with colors that are cool colors. For example, you're talking about anything that is on this half of the color wheel. So we take our color wheel, we divide it in half. This side is the cool colors. So your cool colors really are red, purple, purple, blue, blue, green, and green. Okay? So those are your cool colors. These are colors that are used to create snow paintings, winter paintings, ocean paintings, all sorts of things. And they're usually in the blue, purple, little bit of green family. On the other side of the color wheel, we have our warm colors. These are our reds, red, orange, yellow, and yellow, green. These are colors that are thought to be warm, inviting, fire, summer, things along those lines. Now, we can use warm colors and cool colors to also express emotions, seasons, all sorts of different things. Now, as we go on into the color families, we're going to get a little bit more in-depth about really how colors work together. And I'm just going to erase this line because I'm going to put more on here in a minute. Now, the next color family we're going to talk about is our complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are colors that complement each other, that work well together. These are colors that sports teams use, that holidays use, mostly sports teams. So, for instance, red and green is a set of complementary colors. Complementary colors are colors that are directly across from each other on the color wheel. So red is directly across from green. Okay? Blue is directly across from orange. Blue and orange are a complementary set. The New York Knicks, I think the Browns use them. A couple of different sports teams use these colors because they work well together. Another set of complementary colors is purple and yellow. The Vikings, LA Lakers, they also use these colors. These are colors that work well together. They look good, they make a painting look interesting, and really do work well together. Now, you can have other sets of complementary colors. Red, purple, and yellow, green. Blue, green, and red, orange. Blue, purple, and yellow, orange also count as complementary colors, but normally when we speak of complementary colors, we tend to stay with the primary and secondaries. Okay? Now, okay, so along the lines of complementary colors are what we call split complementary. Split complementary deals with the complementary colors. So, for instance, red and green are a complementary set, right? So, instead of the colors being red and green, we're going to split the line and create a Y. So, we get to here, and we split the line to go here and here on either side of the complementary color. So let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. about as good as I can get it. So split complementary colors create a Y on the color wheel. So you go from red down to green, but then you split it along the two. So your split complementary colors are going to be red, blue-green, and yellow-green. That works well as a color family. Let's rub it with a sponge. Another one that works well together is anything dealing with the blues and the purples. So for instance, purple split complementary would be yellow-orange and yellow-green. So these three colors, 1, 2, 3, would be a color family or a color scheme, and they also work well together. So let's see, we've talked about cool colors, we talked about warm colors, we talked about complementary and split complementary. Now we're going to talk about triadic. Triadic colors are colors that pretty much create a triangle on the color wheel. So like I did earlier, your primary colors is a triadic, your secondary colors are a triadic. You could create any type of triangle that you create here on the color wheel creates a triadic color scheme. Usually your primaries and your secondaries are the easiest to remember. Clean that up. The next one we're going to talk about is analogous colors. Analogous colors are 3 to 4 colors that sit side by side on the color wheel and share a common primary color. So if red is our primary color, the 3 or 4 colors that sit next to each other that share red are red purple, purple, blue purple. That's an analogous color scheme. But you can also go the other direction. It could be red, red orange, orange, yellow orange. They all share a common primary color, red. But it doesn't always have to be that many colors. It could be as simple as a primary and 2 colors next to it. So an analogous color scheme here, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green. The common primary color is yellow. But it still works because you get 3 really good colors that work well together in a painting, in a piece of art, and that's the analogous color scheme. Now we have one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so first we talked about color families. We talked about cool colors, we talked about warm colors, analogous, complementary, split complementary, triadic. Now we're going to talk about value in color. And we're going to talk about value in color because it deals with a color scheme that we are actually going to be using, or you could use, for your painting project. Now, value deals with the light and dark of a color. For instance, when we're talking black and white, we're talking about this side. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. And we're going to move over. And we're going to zoom in, move down, over, and there we go. So value scales, we usually talk about this type of value scale where it goes from black to white with all the different grays in between. Yes, that does deal with value, and in a piece of art, it creates a black and white drawing. However, when it comes to color, we deal with value in a different way. We deal with value when it talks about tints and shades. Now, I'm going to put that underneath because we don't need that one just yet. Okay, a shade. Wrong direction. A shade is pretty much when you add black to any color on the color wheel. So if this is the color wheel, all you're doing is adding black to create a shade. Okay? This is where your shadows come from. This is where your dark colors come from, your midnight blues, your dark deep purples, your maroons, your dark reds. This is where it comes from, is when you're adding black to that color. Another way to create value with paint or with color is when you add a tint. A tint is when you add white to a color. These are your pastel-y colors, your Easter, springy, bright, happy colors. But that also means that there's light in the color, in the painting. Now, there is one color family that uses both tints and shades, and that is called monochromatic. So, for instance, this is a monochromatic painting. A little bit more so you can see that. This is a monochromatic painting using tints and shades of blue. So you've got your white, you've got black, you've got dark blue, light blue, medium blue. You've got all these different blues in here that help create this painting. Now, you could do that with any color. You can do it with black and white. You can do it with oranges and reds. It really doesn't make a difference, but monochromatic deals with one color and all its tints and shades. And that is it. That is the end of our color family tutorial. And we're going to use these to create a sketchbook assignment, which I will be demonstrating for you in our next video. So, I will see you then.